Welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben, and we're back with a very, very special friend and guest. This is our ostentatious, bodacious bro, courageous. He's got all the names all boiled into one. And this is our good man, Ryan.
What's up? How you doing?
He's a great guy. And we're doing this whole story with his Toyota. So in the last video, we actually showed him ordering the AMSOIL products. Now, we're going to do the unboxing. And we're going to have the products installed today. We're going to make the phone call to a garage, and we're going to show you how to call a garage, how to set it up to have these products installed. There's a lot of people that go, I don't want to get my hands dirty, I don't want to get my hair messed up, you know, or whatever. And we need to make sure anyone that is handicapped in any way, has any type of problem, or simply doesn't want to be around the fumes or the chemicals or have tools, they can still get these beautiful products installed. So we're going to unbox right now. Let's do it, Ryan.
All right.
And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. This little icon right there in the corner, right there, tap that. That way you'll be able to come back and watch gobs and gobs more videos later. We have videos on all vehicles, all fluid changes. So we're pulling off the padding.
Hey.
Beautiful. And we'll go over each product. So take out whatever you want first. That's the Signature Series, 100% synthetic liquid gold, good for 1 year, 25,000 miles. That's right. You can check out right up here in the corner. We actually have a video on that 25,000 miles on a Dodge Challenger. We're going to go over the next product. This is the flush. We're going to be doing an engine flush, cleans and prepares engines for new oil. What this does, cleans all the carbon deposits around the rings, around the oil cooler ports. It also helps get sludge at the bottom of the oil pan out, very thins it out, and all you do is idle it for 15 minutes with that. We're going into the PI Performance Improver. This is a gasoline additive, goes right in your gas tank, cleans the injectors for better fuel atomization, better fuel mileage, more power. You have better MPG. This goes in every 4,000 miles right here, or 100 idle hours. So if you're doing a ton of idling, and you go, God, my motor just doesn't run like it used to. Well, that's because there's a lot of deposits. And then we have a maintainer. So this is a teeny weeny, skinny weeny bottle. And this is what they call upper cylinder lubricant. It puts a film around the rings, around like a piston. It fights ethanol separation. So over the course of the year, say you let a car sit a lot, you don't drive it much, you can actually have this moisture separate. It can corrode your clunk. You can have white calcium deposits, a lot of negative, nasty stuff you don't want to even deal with. When you run that as a maintainer, it helps tremendously. And now for the oil filter. Good for 1 year, 15,000 miles. And this is the super high performance. You can pull it out. We'll show it to them. And this filters at 99% efficiency. So this is a huge upgrade over the OEM. It's got an upgraded anti-drain back valve. Flip it around the box, just the box, yep. And you got the percentage, 99% efficiency at 20 microns. So now we're gonna make the phone call and we're gonna show how to set up the appointment. So you're thinking, what's he doing? Ryan's calling All Imports Auto, which is a local garage here in town. And we're gonna talk to Sergio.
Sergio.
Hey Sergio, this is Ryan, Eben's friend. I just purchased some AMSOIL products. I wanted to come by and get it.
Yeah, we're here together. We're happy.
Okay.
So tell him what car you got.
I have.
Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, just a minute.
Yep.
Bottle feeding.
Okay. Sorry guys, I had a customer in front of me. I had to have my customer.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm back. So
It's all
Yes.
what can I do for you?
So yeah, I'd like to get an engine flush for my 2010 Venza.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. We can do that.
All right, and
Oil change. Yep.
And oil change too.
And ask him how much it'll cost.
Okay.
How much will it cost to?
Now you're just a labor, right?
Yeah, just a
You
labor.
bring your own oil.
Yeah, bringing my own oil.
AMSOIL.
Yeah, the AMSOIL products.
Okay. AMSOIL is a good product. So if you bring your own parts, your own oil and the oil filter, right? The engine oil filter.
Yep.
The labor is $50,
Awesome.
and we can do that actually in the next 20 minutes. We're still open.
All right. Beautiful. Anything else, Serge? We'll head over.
That's it.
All right, we're headed over now, and I tell you what, This Toyota runs amazing. I just simply cannot believe this sucker's got $2 on the clock. 200,000 miles. And this thing purrs. So we're making a right here on Charleston. And this is... All right, we're here at All Imports Auto. Definitely check out the video up here in the corner where we did an engine flush on Sergio's personal vehicle. That's his vehicle, the owner. So we're coming on in. Ryan's in here checking out the process here. So Ryan's here, and Ryan's going to go over and tell him what he wants. If you want to grab your books of stuff. So Ryan's going to just tell him that he just wants the flush done. And just show him the bottle of flush. Okay. And you just, yep.
So you have the oil, the flush, the oil filter, and the oil filter good?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Which one is the for the flush?
The flush is the black bottle, yep.
Right.
And that goes in for 15 minutes. So Ryan, you'll just say, you just hand that and show it to him and say this goes in and idle it for 15 minutes. You put it in the motor oil,
Right.
and that's it.
All right.
And Sergio knows because we already did it on his vehicle. Yep.
I'll get your information in that.
Yep, perfect. So you can actually stand out here. Now when you go to a garage, whether you go to this garage or another one, you always want to make sure they're okay with you watching, because if they're not okay with you watching, they could be doing something mischievous. So over the years, I've had a couple people come back to me on a follow-up video where they don't actually have the oil filter that they bought on their car. So it's always good to stand around, wait, and make sure you're there when they do it. And you just kind of hang out, watch him do the whole process. He's going to lift the car, and that's really it. And I wanted to make sure this was complete, full detailed. So we'll be back in a minute. So Serge is putting the funnel on the motor, and that's just so the flush doesn't go all over the place. That's that super thin detergent. And now he's gonna dump in the flush.
And then
Flush
we're
is coming up.
15.
Yep, 15 minutes. And that's gonna cycle, perfect. It's good to go. The engine flush. It's a super, super thin detergent. And it loosens up all the carbon inside around the rings. It gets it out of the oil cooler ports. Turbo coking that's inside your turbo. This is not a turbo car, but if you do have a turbo, it's very good. So the flush goes in. And that's it. And now the cap will go back on, and you just start up the car and let it idle for 15 minutes. I've done about 100 engine flushes on the channel, but we never showed one, if you don't do your own work, how you can get it installed in your car. So that's it. He's going to throw the cap on, and now it's going to get turned on. Turn on the car and let it idle for 15. That's it. All right, it's going to sit there and idle for 15. We'll be back in 15. Give you a little before of what the engine sounds like. This is what it sounds like before. Right, so what's taken place is I was explaining to Ryan, basically this car, it runs great, but what's actually taking place is, think if you had a frying pan, Ryan, like, you know when you burn butter on a frying pan, it leaves that little black residue?
Yeah.
So think of having that on a frying pan and never cleaning that frying pan and cooking with that frying pan for 10 years. So think of how much stuff would be on that pan.
Doesn't sound good.
So that's exactly what's inside that motor. Now this flush will not get it all out. It'll get about probably half of it. The other half is actually going to end up in the oil filter. So it's actually good to come back in maybe 3,000 to 5,000 miles and change the oil filter, because a lot more is going to come out from the detergents in the Signature Series motor oil we're going to put in. So a lot of people, these are subtleties that'll really help improve your drivability and performance. And it's just amazing how much buildup can actually be in a motor. Even though it still sounds good, you still lose that performance, and we're going to show it after. All right, so Ryan's getting all signed up. He's given Sergio all his information.
3, 2, 1.
This is a normal process. They get all your info with your vehicles, and they save you in the system. That way when you come back, You don't have to answer all these questions again. Whoop, you drop in, you can get new brakes, rotors, whatever. It's normal practice at a garage. You always want to find a reputable garage, and one that has preferably good ratings. We're going to share All Imports Auto right down below. We'll actually stick that there. So this is the wonderful sweet spot here in Las Vegas. Now, you have a nice garage that's near you, I'm sure, in your city, and you can always use your garage. Just go find out, preferably ask a friend, get a good referral from someone you trust, and that's a great way to find a good garage to go to. You can also go to Google Maps. Hey, check out the reviews, see if they're real reviews, see if they have photos. Make sure you do a good thorough job on that, and we'll be back. Said he's going to reset the service light. That's that cute little yellow light that just screams at you, change my oil. So with this oil we're putting in, you can actually reset that light multiple times, but there's one catch. You always want to make sure you check your oil level, because the only real way to wreck your car is to have it run out of oil or have like a contamination issue. So if you don't have those two things, you're fine. You just want to make sure you're always checking your oil level, it's full, and you're good for the full 25,000 miles. All right, Ryan's popping open a bottle of PI Performance Improver. This is the gasoline additive. You pop this, it's like a little taco. You stick it in. Now you can actually put this in before you come to the garage. We're just showing it here, kind of making a one-place, one-stop shop video. But you can slap this in the second you get your AMSOIL, shove it all the way in, and always make sure the tip is all the way in, because some are gasless gas caps that have no cap, and it's a double flap. And the tip on that has to be all the way in, because it penetrates. You'll see the flat spots, and that's so you can pull it out. And you want to make sure that's all the way in, because if it only goes halfway, it can actually have an overflow and go out and go down and run down the panel, and it can actually run on your tire. So you want to be careful to make sure it goes all the way in. On a Corvette, it'll actually do that. If you don't push it all the way in, it'll actually go on the ground. So you don't want to waste that. It's very important you clean your injectors. So that's done, and we're going to be done idling in a second. We'll be draining her down. All right, so this little angel's going up in the air, and once we get her up, he's going to drop the nuts. That's all you do is crack that motor oil bolt loose. All the oil is going to come out like a damn waterfall. And sometimes we have shooters on the channel. Check out some old videos, a lot of fun, a lot of shooting action. So that's going to come splooging out, and then we're going to be dropping the filter. You'll see that whole process, a little dirty, and definitely nice to take it somewhere and have someone else do it, and then you don't have to get your hands all dirty. You don't know, Sergio is actually a very, very colorful gentleman. He's bilingual, and he's a teacher. He at one time he used to teach a lot of automotive stuff, so he's a real nice part of the community around here, and just a blessing to have him to install and do the fluid changes. So now he's just adjusting the bucket height. He's going to adjust that up, and then they drain the oil pan bolt, and you'll see this dark liquid charcoal come out. Ready? Yep, we're ready. And there she blows. So it's a very, 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 very dirty process, and the chemicals can really get to you. At one time with the channel, I was doing 3 engine flushes a day, and I actually started getting to my head, and I was like really getting high off this stuff. So do it in a ventilated area. We're very lucky. We have this big ventilated garage here, so you can't even smell it really. Can you smell it really? You can barely, yeah, Ryan, you can barely smell it. So Ryan's paying attention, watching. Next time around, we'll probably do a follow-up. We might do a transmission fluid change with him, and that. So the oil's just coming to an end. So even if you were standing at a glass window over here, or you were standing here at a garage, just make sure you watch them draining it, and make sure they put the filter on, because you know, in some areas you'll see they have these $9.99 oil changes. And hey, Ryan, what can you get these days for $9.99? Thank you. Thank you. We didn't even rehearse that. I'm fortunate that Ryan's smart enough to know that. So don't fall for that stuff. You got to pay money. You go to a European garage, it's going to cost you some money, but it's going to be well worth it. You'll have the peace of mind. Your car is taken care of appropriately. And you're going to save, Ryan's going to save over $200 in the next 15,000 miles in gas savings. So a lot of people are always curious, does AMSOIL cost a lot? I actually did a whole video. AMSOIL is actually less than free because you save more in fuel mileage than what it costs. Plus your engine lasts longer. Plus it drives better, you make more power. And you do less oil changes, so it's exponential. So it's truly just so much fun for me to do this channel. As of now, I've saved people $10 million in the channel, and that keeps counting up like a damn lotto jackpot. And you know what they say with the lottery? They say the lottery is a tax on people that are bad at math. So don't play the lottery. Don't do it. Don't gamble. Even though we're in Vegas, you know what they say about gamblers? The definition of a gambler, it's a man that picks his own pockets. Don't pick your own pockets. Keep that money. Spend it wisely on your car. Pocket the money in the long run. So Ryan's diligently watching, and dropping the filter is what we call a little bit of a stickler because the oil shoots all over the place. And but you know, it's part of the process. And if you love your car, do you love your car? Well, if you do, this is what you do to it. You give it the love treatment. And we'll be out trouncing around. We'll get Ryan's review in a minute. But we got to show the liquid gold go in. Sergio is going to put the new filter. We're going to show this filter. Let's show this. This is the old filter. Let's show it from the side. You can see how it's low quality. There's almost no sealant. Right. That's the new one. So it's got the better upgraded anti-drain back valve, super thick pleats, and that medium traps 4 times more contaminants than cellulose paper oil filters. So it's a monster upgrade, and it lasts 15,000 miles on the filter. And I know you're thinking, I said you can go 25,000 miles. So if you do the 25, you'd want to change the filter at 12,500, top it off, always make sure the oil level is full, and then you can keep driving it on that oil for the full 25,000 miles. So now Serge rolled on the rubber, and now he's going to thread on that filter, and it's pretty much that easy. So now they're using the filter wrench. They're going to tighten up that cartridge filter, put it back on, and then it'll be time to pour in the liquid gold. All right, Sergio noticed something. So Sergio, what did we see here?
It's a coolant leak.
All right.
It may be coming from the water pump.
All right.
When I bring it down, I have to, but see, you see all that pink calcium there?
Yeah.
That's dry coolant.
Yep.
That's the coolant that they use. When we bring it down, we'll check it might be coming from the water pump.
Yep.
Okay.
So it's very important not only to check your oil often, but also make sure your coolant level is right. Those are the 2 most important things, because on your car, a lot of people, they say, oh, well, especially in Las Vegas, like Sergio said, it's so hot out here. So always make sure you're always checking your coolant level, your motor oil. I would check it every month if you really know your car well. If you don't know it well, it's an older vehicle, you might want to check it every week, every time you fill it up with gas. But once a month is a good safe number if you have a newer car. But you also want to trust someone that really knows what they're doing. Also, Sergio, he showed exactly where the old coolant was dry. So you always want to make sure there's evidence and stuff like that. But we'll also check the coolant level. When you check that, you always check it when your car is cool, not hot. All right, so we're putting in 4.6 quarts of liquid gold. And we're going to have Ryan get in there and do a quart. It's like passing the golden torch of honor. It's like it's almost like better than the Olympics, you could say.
Right.
Why? Because you don't got to train so hard. That's why. So there Ryan goes. Give it to him, Ryan.
Let's do it.
Bring up that pour. Bring it up. Show him the gold. Look at Serge. Serge has got the searchlight on it. Beautiful. So pure, so clean. Absolute dream. So if you love your car, that's what you do. You put the liquid gold in. And just for safe measures, I gotta give you the bottle slap. 100% synthetic liquid gold. Cheers to protection, protection, protection. So we ordered Ryan 6 quarts of oil, so now he's bulletproof. Ooh, that sounds good. So he's bulletproof. If he changes the oil filter, he's got an extra quart and a half. So he can top it off over the course of a year. And when you change the oil filter, you'll lose about 1/3 of a quart. So he doesn't have to reorder more oil. So he's good.
Right here, I have to look it up.
I see it.
Yeah.
There's that coolant leak.
And it's been leaking for a while.
Great eyes,
So
sir.
we should check the
Coolant
make sure the
level.
coolant level is good. Right here.
A little low. A little bit, huh?
A little bit only. Or we'll put some more. Actually, for right now, we should just put just a few ounces of water. Because it's low, it's kind of hot right now. It should be at the full mark.
Yeah.
When it's cold, it should be where it is.
Yep, and if you add a little water, you always want to add distilled water, and that has no calcium deposits, no minerals. And if you add minerals to the system, it'll actually clog up your coolant system. So Serge is going to check the oil level, the delicate hands of a mastermind, and we'll check our level.
It's just a little bit, needs a couple ounces more.
Looks pretty
to
good,
bring
yeah.
up to you.
Yeah,
A couple
looks
more.
pretty darn good. Yeah, we'll throw in a couple ounces. Also, if you want to check your oil level at the best, you always want a nice flat surface. You want the vehicle to be flat. Another thing, you actually want to give it 10 minutes for all the oil to drain down to the bottom of the pan. Very important. So we just did a quick check, so it's real simple, but that is the proper way to check your oil level. Let it sit for 10 minutes after you turn it off, and make sure it's on a perfectly flat surface. Sergio is going to reset the little teeny weeny yellow light that just jumps at you. And like I said, that light's going to pop on every 3,000 to 6,000 miles, kind of goes off the RPMs, the idling hours of a vehicle. So a lot of people, they always ask me, they go, even if I put a 25,000 mile oil in my car, isn't that light going to go off sooner? Well, of course it will. So you just got to keep resetting that light. But like I said, always make sure there's nothing contaminating your oil, there's no fuel contamination, or there's no coolant going into your motor oil. That could damage your motor. And make sure the oil level is always between the mark, the safe mark. So as long as you do that, you're 100% bulletproof for 20,000, 25,000 miles. All right, and here's the after of what she sounds like.
Be quiet.
All right, it's that time to pay. A job well done. Ryan's going to go ahead and set it there. Sergio will get in a second. He'll run that card, and off to the races we go. Let's go test drive.
Right.
All right, we're going around the block getting some driving impressions. And so far we drove 0.01 mile, not even 1/10 of a mile. And Ryan, can you tell any difference?
Sounds a lot quieter.
Wow.
I like it.
Wow.
I'm excited.
So let's let you hear it.
Can't even hear it.
You can't even hear it. The only thing you can hear is the car next to us. Hear the Tacoma. This guy's gonna merge. And we're here in the heart of Las Vegas. Beautiful area. So you can get into it a little bit, let him hear it, let her sing a little bit.
It is quieter. It really is. It really is. It's not just for the video. This is actually quieter.
Little sucker has pep. It does. It's beautiful. So yeah, we're here in the heart of Vegas. It's very cool today, only 90 degrees out. The 110 degree temperatures are coming. So stay tuned and definitely check out the video with Ryan. When we ordered the products for his vehicle, we showed how to become a preferred customer. We showed the whole process. So check out that video in the middle. And anything else you want to add, Ryan?
No, it's super easy. I never do stuff on my car. It's usually in my head it's like a big pain in the butt, but it was literally nothing, no time, 30 minutes. You already have all the best supplies. You just take it to a good mechanic, watch him do it, pay $50 like nothing, and Now you'll feel good about, you know, going on trips this summer. You feel safe. You know that you took care of your car, so yeah, I'm happy.
And if it costs more than 50, it's worth it, even if it costs 100, because you got to remember, this takes the place of about 3 to 5 oil changes. So it's a lot of time that it's going to save you. So remember, check that oil level and check out that video here in the middle. If you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Remember to leave a comment, and that's your ticket into my end of the month giveaway, which I do every last Saturday of the month at 11 a.m. I give hundreds of dollars in gift cards, Snap-on tools. The giveaway is going to be getting better. We're going to be giving this mop of hair away. I know a lot of people, they always say, Eben, why don't you cut your hair? Well, because we're giving it to someone that needs it more than me. So definitely stay tuned. We'll see you back next time on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection. You're the best, Ryan. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Boom.